Launch season is well and truly underway now, and I'm here at Aston Martin where they've just revealed their new challenger, the AMR 23. The new car certainly looks the part in its racing green livery, and the technical team have gone for an aggressive design, but will it deliver on track? Now make no mistake, Aston Martin are one of the most ambitious teams in Formula 1. When Lawrence Stroll took them over, he insisted they be ready to compete for championships in 5 years. It was a high bar for the former Jordan and Force India squad, who historically were more used to battling in the midfield. Lawrence has really put his money where his mouth is and invested heavily in the team to try and make that championship dream come true. The jewel in the crown is a brand new £200 million factory currently under construction, complete with an all-new wind tunnel. Lawrence has also been busy bringing in a host of new faces to push his squad up the grid. Perhaps the most significant is technical director Dan Fallows, who was poached from Red Bull along with designer Andrew Alessi. But despite Lawrence opening the checkbook, the team dropped from a highly impressive P4 in 2020 to 7th in 2021. They were 7th again last year when F1's big rules reset kicked in, though they actually scored fewer points than they did the previous season. It's a trend they'll need to reverse if they want to start making progress towards those lofty title aspirations. Even if the last 2 seasons were a bit disappointing, there are reasons to be optimistic for 2023. Mainly because this is really the first year when Lawrence's big investment in the team should start paying off. The new factory is under construction, technical hires are bedded in, and this year's car will be the first one that new tech boss Dan Fallows has had a hand in. So if 2021 and 22 were about laying the foundations, 23 should be about starting to reap what they've sown. And don't forget, although they started last season on the back foot, their recovery effort was very impressive. They hauled themselves up from P9 in the standings going into October to just missing out on P6 by the narrowest of margins come the end of the year. Plus, Lawrence hasn't just been making big plays on the technical front. He made his ambitions clear by bringing 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel to the team to prove just how serious he was. Ultimately, they weren't in a place where Sebastian could really show off his talents in green, but behind the scenes, his contributions could start to pay off, even though he's now retired. And Aston didn't hang around when the German decided to hang up his helmet, immediately signing another multiple world champion to take his place. Fernando Alonso joins from Alpine, the 2-time champ still filled with plenty of fighting spirit and hunger on track, even though he's comfortably now the oldest driver on the grid at 41. Fernando is a fighter and a proven winner. He won't be happy at the back end of the midfield, and he won't be shy in making that clear to the team. He's perhaps the most demanding driver in the sport, and he's already said his experience can help the team shortcut their way to the top. Remember, he still hasn't given up on his dream of winning that 3rd world championship after his 05 and 06 wins, and this move to Aston is surely his last throw of the dice. But of course, Fernando isn't the only driver dreaming of championship glory with Aston Martin. On the other side of the garage, Lawrence Stroll has his eyes on the prize too. The Canadian goes into this season with 3 podium finishes to his name, and will be looking forward to testing himself against another multiple champion. So from the outside, it looks like Lawrence Stroll is bringing all the ingredients together to turn Aston Martin into an F1 force. Top technical hires, a brand new factory with wind tunnel on the way, and a proven winner in the cockpit. It seems unlikely they'll be fighting for wins this season, but they do need to start showing progress if they're to get back on track with Lawrence Stroll's ambitious 5-year target.